Hey, soul seekers, it is intuitive energy guide, clairvoyant, and source energy channel. Kathy Weiss here. Welcome to this week's episode of Monday Messages. I'm coming to you live from my reading room here on the central coast of California, and I do have your energy reading for the week of July 8th, 2019. But just know if you happen to stumble across this video at any time, go ahead and watch the whole thing because there's a reason why we sometimes come and discover things at some other date. That means there's going to be some really good stuff in here for you, so you should definitely keep watching. So, as you are starting to tune in and join me live, I am going to pull one person's name out of my teacup hat here today to win a free live reading right during this video. So if you are watching live and you want me to throw your name onto one of these little slips of paper, you just need to shout out down here in the comments, and I will remind you of that a couple of times as we're going through. But I wanted to start off by just showing you what I've got down here at the bottom in case it's not showing up so great on your screen. Just a little piece of carnelian. This is an orange crystal or stone, and it's got some like dark red like flecks of color in it. And this helps to support harmony, and it helps to support the energy of balance. But I chose it today because it's the color of the second chakra. And I'm going to dive into a little bit about why that energy of the second chakra is important before I get into the rest of the energy reading for the week. So your chakras are wheels of energy inside your body, and they are associated with your glandular and organ system. So this was a way for people to understand the internal workings of the physical body long before we had the tools and the capability of actually looking inside. So the second chakra is about desire, and I also feel like it's about creativity. So your first chakra is about survival, food, water, clothing, shelter. Second chakra is about desire and creating the perfect life for ourselves. So it's not just that we need food, but we want this kind of food, or it's not that we just need shelter. It's about this specific kind of house or a location where we want to live, or a career that we really want to have that allows us then to build that perfect life. And I'm bringing this in because the next few months for all of us are going to be about moving forward in a new direction. So, all during the month of June, during 2019, we were in this massive energy of change. It was like a flood of change coming in at us. But this energy has not dissipated, it's just kind of dialed down. And we're going to move into this period of time now where what's being asked of us is to start to do the work around the change. So it's like, here's the change, bleh, okay? But now what do you need to do to actually bring it to fruition or make it come to a point where it's no longer change, it's your new reality. So it could be now is the time to rewrite your resume, or now is the time to update your website, or now is the time to start packing up the house to move, or whatever it is. Maybe it's time to start that Facebook group you've been dreaming of and talking about. Now is the time to start to take the action and do the work to bring that change into life and into reality. And so knowing that, I have a channeled message for you. And then again, I'm going to pull somebody to win a free reading right here during the video. And if you want your chance to win that, you just have to shout out like, I'm in, or yes, please, or whatever you want down here in the comments so that I can write down your name and throw it in my teacup hat. What I'm going to do right now, as I'm waiting for people to shout out for their chances to win, is read this week's channeled message. I got you, Lori. I see you, sister. So the channeled messages are really interesting, guys, because they are meant for all of us. Hey, Danielle, I'll put you down too. So the thing with the channeled messages, guys, is sometimes I receive these messages like days, weeks, even months in advance with a date of when I am supposed to share them with you. And then sometimes I just wake up and here they are. And that's what happened this morning. I was a little bit delighted and surprised with today's message because it just popped out into the world first thing this morning. So I love it because it's sort of like hot off the presses sort of a thing. Um, and I think we're going to chew on it as I read it together. And I did have an image in my mind. So if some of you are like, what the heck is clairvoyance? Clairvoyance is when I feel energy, whether it's personal energy, one-on-one with someone, or it's more this universal collective energy. And then I see images in my mind that helps to translate, because energy doesn't have words or language, it's just a vibration. So clairvoyance means that I'm translating that energy into an image. And I sort of see this image of all of us, like our heads are a little bit off to the side, and source energy is like trying to come down, and we're like a little bit off the mark, and we just need to be like, so we can get back into alignment with source energy, okay? So know that that image is what I'm associating with today's message. So here's what it says, and I do have it written down because there's no way, guys, I could remember every single message that came through. There's too many of them. It says, "It is not escape you seek. It's meaning and fulfillment. When you desire escape, it is a signal that you're no longer in alignment, and that is all." So let me make sure you guys get this. It's not escape that you're seeking. You're not trying to escape your life situation. What you're seeking or what you're searching for is that feeling of meaning and fulfillment. So when you're like, I just got to get out of here. I get like, that, it means this, where like source energy is flowing into you, but it's like we're sort of missing the mark, and you need to come back into alignment with source energy. And so it's really your responsibility because source energy is just flowing it straight down to you. But for whatever reason, you've lost alignment with that. Okay, so that's what that first chunk is really talking about. Let me go back into the message. It says, "And so we say, when you notice this, it's simply time to come back into alignment. We hear you say, but how? And the paths are as varied and wide. What brings you joy does not bring another joy, nor is it meant to be." So the reason why joy is coming up, guys, because joy is associated with that feeling of alignment and freedom. So when you are feeling that desire, like, I gotta get out of here, you need to start coming back to what brings you joy. And it's going to be different for everyone, so I can't answer that for you right here in this message, but I can answer it if we work one-on-one together. I can absolutely help you uncover what brings you joy and help you get back to that feeling of alignment, okay? But here's what our guides say for all of us can help. Meditate, be still, relax. Then listen inside, and the answers lie inside your heart. Are you brave enough to follow? For then escape becomes undesirable. The craving and lust for more consumes you with power and fuel that imparts each and every day and every moment with purpose. So sit still and get excited about your longings. Then and only then can we assist you in their unfolding. There will be more, but for now we say go in peace and that this message is complete. And I just kind of want to again, break this down because I know sometimes the channeled messages are a little bit esoteric and out there because they're being delivered for everyone. So, but what it's saying is are you brave enough to follow your longings? So that energy of change that came up in June has produced something within you for you to move forward and create or change or whatever it is, but is what has come up. And the question is, are you brave enough to spend the next 5 or 6 months doing the behind the scenes work so that it's no longer this idea of change, but your new reality? And if you say yes to that, guys, you're not going to want to escape your life anymore because you're going to be so pumped to get up and do all of those niggly behind the scenes, pack the box, write the thing, create the this, do whatever it is. Like, with like so much excitement, even in the doldrums of like, yeah, but I still got to do all this stuff. Even with all of that, you're still like, yeah, but the outcome is going to be off the hook. And so I'm diving into this. That's what our guides are saying to us. And if you can't figure it out or you don't know what it is, you've got to get quiet and you have got to relax and trust that it's going to blossom forth from within you. So now let's move on to picking a winner for today's free live reading. So far, I only have two names, and we're going to like really slowly stir them up to see if anybody else wants to shout out for a chance to win. I know it's a little bit vulnerable to be read live. So those of you that have shouted out, you're so super brave. Give me a second. I'm just going to close my eyes because I always want the right person to come out for the right reason that supports all of us, okay? So, Lori, hey sister. And I feel like I haven't like seen you or tapped into your energy in a little bit, so I'm way super happy that you are here live. And are you watching on a smartphone? Can I swipe you in? I've never done that before. I may have spoken too soon because I may not know how to do that, but I'm gonna see what happens. Yeah, no, I totally like that was not it. Okay, one more. Let's try it this way and see if I can. Yeah, so there we go. You're on your phone, but of course, I, being like overly excited, didn't know how to actually bring you into the conversation. So do me a favor, Lori, let's just like converse back and forth down here in the comments. And I have some homework to do, which is called figure out how to swipe somebody in. So, Lori, give me 1 second. I want to tune into you right now, okay? I'm gonna pull a card for you in just a second, but I heard the phrase like go big or go home. Like, are you willing? And that it's really up to you. So you have recently created something new. I know that you have, but maybe some of our people who are watching may think that I just like randomly knew that. I do, or that it came to me as a clairvoyant hit. That part didn't. I know that you've created something new in your life, Lori. And the question that the guides are asking or kind of putting forth is like you have free will with this thing, and it is something that you could, if you wanted to, turn into kind of like a biggish deal so that it is less of a on the side hobby sort of a thing and more of a like part to 3/4 time like deal for your career or for like work, and that you would do to make money, but that it isn't necessary. Like sometimes with people, I'm going to hear like, yeah, no, this is the thing, and you need to figure out how to make it happen because that's part of your purpose. But for you, Lori, this thing is infusing you with so much joy the way that it is that you can keep going the way that you're going with it, or you can choose to spend these next few months behind the scenes considering ways to make it larger, not in terms of scale as in like a bajillion people following you, but larger in terms of the offerings, I guess. Let's see. I've been trying to decide if I need to make it a legit business, license, insurance, etc. But what I love now are sharing positive messages. Yeah. So keep sharing the positive messages, and if you want to make it a legit business, um, you can. Like I'm here. Yeah, you have free will. So joy. Everybody, even though I'm talking right now to Lori, everybody, if you're considering a move in a direction with something, the question is joy. With doing all those niggly things, business license, insurance, blah, blah, blah. Even though those are the niggle, like really not super fun things, would it bring you joy because you knew that ultimately there's going to be more? And if the answer is no, don't do it. But if you're like, yeah, I kind of love this and I kind of want to like turn it into a situation, then like do it and then we can talk some more. Yeah, joy does mean something different to anyone. And guys, we're going to be having a lot of conversations in the coming months about joy. The thing you need to know about joy right now is that it is the top of the emotional scale. And if you don't know what the emotional scale is, just hang here with me for a moment. Um, Joy equates with feelings of freedom and alignment with source energy. And oh, I just heard like that was enough. We are going to be talking a lot more about joy, but for um yeah. So Lori is saying sitting by the ocean makes her happy, but some people are like it's cold and wet and windy and meh. Exactly, but she's in heaven. Yeah, and that was just part of the message in here. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. I'm gonna go back. I'm looking at my notes. Um, One second. I heard it say, okay, the paths are varied and wide. What brings you joy does not bring another joy, nor is it meant to be. That's exactly what we're talking about. Your joy and what brings you joy is not what brings someone else joy. And so let's go back into talking about the energy of change and the movement in a new direction. If it does not bring you joy, don't do it. Even if somebody else it does. If somebody else is like, I love setting up insurance for my business. I go, right on. I'm so glad it does. But if you're like, it makes me want to poke my eyes out, you know what I mean? Like it's your journey towards joy. And we want you to be focused on the things that bring you joy. So, Lori, as far as wrapping up this part of your little mini quick hit reading today, yeah, and I'm hearing we could go deeper and have a longer conversation if you want to do a one-on-one. Um, but but to just question in the next couple of months if making this thing legit brings me joy or not, because it isn't necessary. It's a free will choice. Okay. So let's pull an oracle card that's going to support everyone around all of the message that has come up today. But hey, Lori, I'm cutting the deck, but do you want to tell me where the card is, top, middle, or bottom? I'm gonna like pause dramatically to see because there's sometimes a delay with the uh, comments popping up. So, Lori, if you're still with me and you want to tell me top, middle, or bottom, otherwise, my eyes are gravitating towards, yeah, you said two-thirds down, and that's about where I was gravitating. It's a little bit further than two-thirds down, but I feel like we're on the same page with that. And so this is inner trust. Okay, you guys can take a look at the card, and when I am working with people, I do ask them. And so I want you to ask yourself right now, like, what in this image or that phrase is jumping out at me? And with inner trust, this concept that we're starting to toy around with about joy and that the pathway is different for either one of us, for any of us, is, yeah, those eyes, right? She's just like, wah. Um, you have to trust your joy, guys. And I think that social media is such a blessing for us because it's allowing us to have this conversation and it allows us to have all kinds of beautiful conversations. And social media also can cause us to have a lot of doubt because what we are seeing is people saying, this is the way that worked for me. This is the thing that brings me joy. And it can start to cause an inner confusion or an inner dialogue about the thing that brings you joy, especially if the thing that brings you joy is perhaps something that isn't widely um, embraced by popular culture or something like that. So you don't see a lot of it, or you don't feel that you're seeing yourself being represented, your inner trust can start to crumble. So, what this card is asking us to do is again, like, get still, get quiet, get relaxed, and trust what's coming up, even if at first the reactions around you are negative. Can I tell you guys, I just watched Bohemian Rhapsody last night, which was a very lovely film, And the reviews of the song Bohemian Rhapsody when it first came out were terrible. It was like, oh my gosh, it's like the worst song. Blah, blah. I don't remember what the exact terminology was, but it basically was like this song is like a total turd bomb, and why would anybody ever want to listen to it? And but Freddie Mercury and the rest of the band stood by their creation, and now it's almost like, what, have we seen that meme? Like, if you don't sing Bohemian Rhapsody when it comes on, you're like, so not my friend. So sometimes when you are creating and experiencing joy that isn't embraced by the popular culture, it can cause feelings of doubt. And so you just have to be like, nope, don't care. Don't care. Don't care, because this is my joy. And the only person's joy it has to be is mine. So let's peek into the guidebook and pull out just a sentence or two. So this is the Sacred Rebels, if I didn't say that. And I chose Sacred Rebels today because it's a little bit of a stronger energy of like, now it's time to like dig deep, which is what the next few months are asking of us. But what it says is, sometimes you sense, no, let me start that sentence again. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging than this and will ask something different of you. That big fat energy of change from June is asking something different from all of us. And the problem, or the challenge, let's call it a problem, let's just call it a challenge. The challenge with that is it could be like, oh my word, I just did like all this work to get to here. And now what you're saying is I have to do all this work to get over there. Like, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's happening for a lot of us. And again, you have got to trust that that nudge that you're feeling and being pushed towards is the right thing. So this oracle asks you to treat yourself, to find the most authentic and self-loving way to deal with it. That's as far as I want to take that today. The most authentic and self-loving way to deal with your joy and with moving into this energy of change, or this, the energy of change has passed, but now the doing the work has come in, and it's like, how, what's the most loving way that you can move yourself into your future and the thing that's being asked of you. I'm totally drawing a blank, guys. Give me 1 second. My hands are like buzzing, which means there's a lot of energy flowing. And sometimes when there's a lot of energy flowing, I have to take a moment to like sift it into um, the most important thing that I need to say right now. Okay, so just that word trust is coming up, not only for you, but for all of us in this area of change. What I'm hearing is like, trust that more is going to come from me for you guys, right? So one of the things that I do as a source energy channel is provide the information that source wants us to hear when it's time. And I'm in the middle of the change with you guys too, and I'm crafting something new as well. And I'm way super stoked about it. But it's like, again, like what I'm hearing for all of us is like a little bit of time. So wrapping up is like, it doesn't all have to happen today. So if you were watching Lori's message about, should she take this thing she's doing for fun and make it legit, or should she just keep it more like as a fun side thing? And it's like, Lori, you have got 2, 3, 4, 5 months to work that out. We all do. We all have several months to work things out. So it doesn't have to be like a quick snap decision, but we do want to be working in that direction. And that more is going to come through me as a source energy channel to support us all. So keep coming back, keep watching Monday Messages. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done that already. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you know that you get every message, whether or not you can watch live, and then you don't have to remember if you caught on Facebook or whatever. Um, and know that I just keep hearing like, know that more is coming, but we don't need to have it all right now. Okay, this message is complete. I feel like you guys are going to have to confirm for me how well I distilled that, because like I said, like so much coming in and I'm sorting through just to the most important piece for right now. Um, and God love the guides. They're just like, more is coming. Hang in there, guys. More is coming. But if you need something individualized to help you, reach out and let's set up a one-on-one session, because I can help sort through all of that for you as well. Okay. So I love you guys so much. I'm super thrilled that you were here, and I will see you again next week. You are super welcome, Lori. Namaste to you all. Bye.